Only a few miles from the dark swamps are these pristine beaches and the bustling boardwalks of the South Carolina coast.
Myrtle Beach is about 75 miles of beach, white sandy beaches, very coastal, low-lying areas, a lot of swamps and rivers, and the Intercoastal Waterway connected.
We have everything you'd want in a vacation destination. We've got the beach, we've got activities, we've got shows, we've got a lot of golf and tennis.
We get 20 million tourists a year. We get a lot of transplants from the New York area, New Jersey, and then we have locals as well who have been born and raised here. The actual permanent population of Myrtle Beach is more like around 30,000, so this is still a really small town.
Conway, I think, catches a lot of people off guard. I think they think Myrtle Beach is kind of all that's here. I call it small town USA. It's a nice little 3-block downtown. Everything's kind of that red brick that you picture when you drive in. And it's just got a slower feel than Myrtle Beach.
When I first came down to Myrtle Beach to report on this story, one of the things that I noticed first was this great divide between the tourists who live on the coast and the locals who live west of the Intercoastal Inland. And it was there that in December of 2013, a young woman, just 20 years old, Heather Elvis, disappears.
When people talk about Heather, they smile because she was so full of personality. She lit up a room when she walked in. She was precious.
She had a wonderful life. She has a beautiful life. She lived it the way she wanted. She made her choices the way she wanted.
We've always been a tight-knit family. Everybody does for everybody else.
I would describe Heather as outgoing, free spirit, you know, loving life. She always wanted to live life to the fullest.
She loved to make up. She wanted to be in front of the camera and behind the camera and design everything that she wore in front of the camera. She didn't understand boundaries when it came to dreaming.
Heather Elvis worked at a restaurant, sports bar here called the Tilted Kilt.
Tilted Kilt is an Irish-Scottish version of Hooters. So the girls wear kilts. It's like a sports bar, so they have TVs everywhere. They have a whole bunch of different beers on tap.
Heather was a hostess at Tilted Kilt where I was a manager. She was friendly to everybody. She's always smiling. She had a contagious laugh that I would love to hear again.
Heather and I worked at Tilted Kilt together. I actually helped her get that job. I talked to the managers and said they should bring her on, that she's a really great young woman and that she'd be a great addition to the team.
It wasn't the most appropriate of uniforms, but at that age, you do what you can to rebel against your parents.
Heather really didn't give a crap what anybody thought about her. She was a very free spirit, and she expressed herself how she wanted to, and she might have come off abrasive to some people, but she was very real.
It's funny because she looks like such a kid in those pictures. She looked like such
tiny.
a young...
She was tiny.
She was tiny. She was just 20 years old, and
I
she
feel
looked
like
young.
I'm a short woman, but she made me feel tall. She was very tiny.
And yet, there was a big personality.
Very big personality.
When you're young in Myrtle Beach, you don't think that bad things are going to happen.
It came out of the blue. No one expected this to happen.
But at about 4 a.m. on December 18th, that early morning, an Horry County police officer was on a routine patrol when he noticed that empty car in the parking lot.
He got out because it was suspicious that there's a car there this time of night. There's no lights, there's nobody around. He gets out, he checks the vehicle. There doesn't appear to be anything out of the normal, so he then gets back and continues patrolling.
The next day, someone reported that car as a suspicious vehicle because of the length of time it had been sitting at Peachtree Boat Landing.
At that time, Officer Canterbury goes down and sees the car, runs the tag. When he runs the tag, he finds it belonged to Terry Elvis.
I think I was sitting in the living room and had a knock at the door. And Debbie went to the door. And I saw through the window that it was a county police officer. And he was asking if we were missing a car. And I remember both of us looking in the driveway. Like, no. And he says, a green Dodge Intrepid. Oh, yeah, that's Heather's car. And then he goes on to explain that it's been found at Peachtree Landing, apparently abandoned. He asked if I had keys to it, and I said, yeah. He said, let's ride down and take a look. By the time we got there, it was dark. And he pulled in, had his lights on the back of the car, and shined his spotlight on it. He says, that it? I said, yeah. So we got out to go take a look.
Mr. Elvis immediately suspected something was wrong. He knew that that was his daughter's only mode of transportation. It had no business being at that landing. She never went to that landing.
I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs and waiting, calling Heather's phone. It was going straight to voicemail, which is way out of character with Heather.
I thought the car might have been stolen because of the way it was parked. Maybe somebody took it and left it there. It really didn't hit me, where's Heather? Until he started looking through things.
Clothes, art, shoes, purses, makeup, you name it, was in her car.
But they don't find her phone. They don't find her wallet. They don't find a pocketbook.
I could see the worry on his face. That's when I got worried. After we looked inside the car, he says, let's look in the trunk. And I think, even though I still thought the car was stolen, I could feel my heart just drop.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.